CLIP is an educational program that we have here at Kunstinstituut Melli already since 2018. And this is an educational program where we invite a group of young people from Rotterdam between the age of 17 and 24 to come and work at the institution.
The distinction of this edition was that the participants organized an exhibition, one in which they actually danced and participated as performers, and that was their choice instead of hiring dancers for that.
We had to make everything from zero. So that was what was out of my comfort zone, and also to do it in a space that is not a theater. So in this case, a museum, an exposition environment, and with people that come from a different background.
It was really about the body and the body presence within an art institution, within an exhibition, and about live performance. So what we did in this project is that we had a couple of workshops that we gave to the participants. We worked together with Amenti Movement, also with the Hip Hop House. We also had a masterclass of Anna Janevsky from the MoMA in New York.
I think the first time I actually felt that I really learned something was when we had the workshop from Amenti. I was really uncomfortable, and everybody else of the group was just, we're just doing this.
They were like just in the space, exploring, just moving their bodies, and that made me feel very free about just, it doesn't have to be that difficult or something, you know, sometimes you just have to go.
For this edition, we have been collaborating with the SNDO as well. And from the SNDO, we collaborated with Karina Villafan, who worked together with me and with the participants to really develop a choreography. They only had one research question that was kind of the red thread of the whole project. And the rest was actually quite open for them to create and to experiment. So that research question was, if the body is a home, who is our neighborhood?
Totdat ik sterf, vloeit op me mee totdat ik leef. Ik accepteer jou. Ik accepteer jou thuis. Ik accepteer jou thuis.
It's a fun and light piece, but it's also super serious because of the subjects that we are touching. Being, most of us not from here, we don't have family here. And then talking about intimacy and systems of care and like make this neighborhood this small reality that we can feel this healing.
They all had a very strong interest in thinking about the ways in which their body could express also some of the ideas and the experiences that they were having, not just about the theme of the neighborhood, but in general about how society is formed and how trust is built and how spaces have an impact in their bodies, but also the way in which they can have, with their own bodies, impact in society.
We had this rhizome as kind of like a framework or like a route map to guide us. So what we made was not necessarily about the rhizome, but the rhizome kind of helped us materialize these feelings of home and neighborhood and being close to each other or far away.
One of the first questions after the concept development phase, going to the making of the performance phase, was actually, okay, so we need to make a score. And then they ask like, okay, so what's the score? The term dance score refers to notations showing sequences of movement dancers are supposed to use. That is, they are documents showing choreography. Let's just write after a body exercise for 7 minutes, automatic writing without thinking anything, just like... And then after to just underline what are the phrases and words that is the most interesting from there. And then when we were doing this process of creating a score, and they wanted that all the exercises would be in the score, this little score of the automatic writing on the paper got expanded to a whole room. The social dance, what is the most interesting thing, is actually is a dance that has a social function. And this function exists in connection to a certain place. This was something to question. What is the context and the social function of a dance created in the context of an art gallery in Rotterdam?
For us, really, this connection between the audience and performers was essential. So I think the concept of the home, also in connection with the concept of the rhizome, of having no center, of having no hierarchy, of being connected and everything's intertwined.
I got lost because of chess, I got lost because of my parents. Everything is just chaos, everything is just... But at the same time, I'm so still, I'm so amazingly still, I'm so warm.
The flying stories, according to my opinion, it was one of the simplest scores and tasks we had to do, because we simply had to talk, and in the meantime we had to move the person who was talking. And for me, it was something very delicate. So really to be careful with the body, but at the same time you would feel connected to what the person was saying. So during the flying stories, to hug someone would come so naturally and would be so felt, because of what they were saying or what we all were saying. And tears also were very easy to come. They collaborated with Jessy and Karina, the choreographer, to develop a kind of dance and movement that would change depending on the gallery space that they were. But they also did very important things that we do here at the institution, which is commission. They commissioned musicians, they commissioned set designers, they commissioned the wardrobes.
Avoid Street and Eduardo from Avoid Street, who did the costumes. Yoonji Jung, who is the sound designer. Ludmila Rodriques, who did the scenography. Pilar Dupont, who is then the producer for this project.
Well, the tourist cap that you already saw, and it's just playing with the idea of a tourist uniform, let's say.
I think the clothes that we are using, the costumes, they also reflect this random everydayness, also accidents that we see on the streets, we don't have this uniformity.
The effect of that meant that the dancer or the performer and the audience was undecipherable on a visual level, and that it was definitely the movement of the bodies in accentuated ways where the meaning of the group emerged.
We decided to have this work in progress kind of concept. So we started in the first week of April doing performances, but the whole idea was to grow these performances and to grow the exhibition. This is where we as a group felt home and shared our values, basically, like how we want to live inside of a neighborhood.
We are aware of the power of the symbolic, and its limitations should become tangible. Art will not save nobody, and we are not in peace with it. With that being said, we are ready to go. Let's take one more deep breath. If you go, please let it take you.
So it became 2 performances, chapter 1 and chapter 2.
A moment of silence. This was very powerful indeed. This was a powerful move. And I felt that power. He took away the king.
For the second day, we're working on this figure of the tour guides. So yeah, instead of selling something that is like super beautiful history of the place, you're actually saying the truth about the place.
This has been a program
for young artists and professionals where we give them the amazing chance to both work and learn within an institution of such renown as Institut Meli.
So we created different characters. So we had the tour guides that had this exercise of presenting, so this is, and inventing by the time. So in a constant project of reimagining something.
Just chilling here, laying down with each other. Yeah, this is connection, right? So cool, connect with the floor.
Sorry, honey. What the hell is going on here?
So it was very ironic, somehow.
What we do here is therapy.
Because I feel like the first day we were just making the artwork like from our hearts, like being very serious about. And then in the second day, we had this question, actually, what does it mean to create a neighborhood in an art gallery, like an exhibition space? Is this actually inclusive?
Come on! And now we bounce, and bounce, and bounce, and bounce. Keep shaking, we bounce, we bounce, we bounce. Let's feel the groove, we bounce, hey, come on. Let's thank the space, thank you space, come on. Feel free to touch the shoulder so you won't lose the line, because you don't want to lose the line.
When we performed, we were there, and it was something that I was surprised, because I didn't expect from me to be like this. And in the moment, I realized it's going. I'm giving my best. I'm finding every time things to give.
The first performance, you could feel everybody was really tense, and I think that evolved over the weeks.
You could arrive at any time. You didn't have to register. There were a lot of people there, and by a lot of people, I'm saying like a couple hundred people at a day.
To see a space in a Kunstinstituut or in a gallery like Meli be transformed into actually the neighborhood that we wanted was also very beautiful to experience and to be a participant in.
A home, a neighborhood is not only comfortable, there's always space where you are being challenged, where things happen which you don't expect, to also maybe break with your own ideas of yourself.
It was kind of a whole new experience to perform myself, and I felt so strong performing.
I'm really glad I did perform the last week, because that was very out of my comfort zone, and I would actually do it again and perform every week.
This trust that like we can respect each other's boundaries, we can understand the positionality of who is speaking, why they are speaking the way they speak.
One thing that really worried me was like that my labor as an artist was gonna sort of be taken advantage of, as I think happens a lot in internships and in general in the art world, where as an artist, as a young artist, you're invited or you're asked to do things, and usually you're either not paid or very lowly paid.
I think it's good of myself that I was cautious, because I have a lot of bad experience in art. Then the first day happens, and there was like so much love immediately.
I was very surprised by the plasticity of the space at Meli, by the willingness, which is the bare minimum, but by the respect that we got as young artists, and by the willingness to listen to us.
The performance was a reformulation of reality.
To stay, to go.